The rain fell straight down like a curtain pulled across the day, blurring the city into gray streaks. When Arev Holt saw her kneeling on the sidewalk, hands over her face, shoulders shaking as if the storm itself had broken something inside her. It was the kind of moment most people hurry past, pretending not to notice, but something about the way she cried, quiet, exhausted, almost apologetic, stopped him cold. Arev was a single father already carrying the weight of the world on his back. Yet in that instant, he felt the strange pull of another life colliding with his own, unaware that this chance encounter would test his limits and change them both forever. If you believe in kindness and second chances, take a moment right now to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel Life Spark Stories, because stories like this remind us how one small act can rewrite an entire life. Arev had been on his way home from the school bus stop, his son Kyan's small backpack slung over one shoulder while Kyan skipped ahead, counting puddles and laughing at the rain splashing his shoes. Since his wife's passing 2 years earlier, Arev had learned to stretch every ounce of strength he had, balancing long shifts at a warehouse with packed lunches, parent-teacher meetings, and nights spent pretending he wasn't scared of failing the one person who depended on him. Money was always tight, time even tighter, and hope felt like something meant for other people. Yet when he saw the woman in the nurse's uniform soaked through, hair plastered to her face, badge hanging crookedly, he felt that familiar ache of recognizing pain he knew too well. The woman's name was Sarah Iqbal, though Arev wouldn't learn it until later. At that moment, she was simply a stranger who had lost everything but the fragile thread of hope keeping her breathing. Earlier that day, Sarah had walked out of the hospital where she once felt proud to serve, carrying a cardboard box filled with memories instead of belongings. A sudden closure, unpaid salaries, and a landlord who didn't care about explanations had left her standing in the rain with nowhere to go. She had spent years caring for others, holding hands through fear and grief, believing compassion would one day return the favor. That afternoon, it felt like a lie. Arev hesitated, knowing he had little to offer, but he couldn't ignore the lesson he tried to teach Kyan every day, that being kind mattered even when it was inconvenient. He guided his son under a nearby shop awning and stood near Sarah, shielding her slightly from the downpour with his jacket. The rain eased into a lighter drizzle as if the world itself was listening. Sarah slowly lifted her head, eyes red but alert, surprised not by words, but by the quiet presence of someone who hadn't walked away. They moved together toward a small cafe across the street, the kind that smelled of warm bread and safety. Arev used the last of his spare change to buy tea and a simple meal, telling himself they would manage somehow. As Sarah warmed her hands around the cup, the tension in her shoulders softened, and the storm inside her settled enough for breath to come easier. She didn't need advice or solutions in that moment. She needed proof that she hadn't become invisible. Arev didn't realize it then, but offering that proof would open doors neither of them knew existed. Over the following days, life shifted in small but powerful ways. Sarah found temporary work at a local clinic after Arev quietly mentioned her skills to a neighbor. In return, she helped Kyan with his schoolwork when Arev worked late, bringing patience and gentleness into a home that had been surviving on routine alone. Sunlight replaced rain, mornings grew brighter, and laughter returned in places long silent. Two broken lives, stitched together by circumstance, became stronger not because everything was fixed, but because no one faced it alone anymore. If this story is touching your heart right now, please take a moment to like and share this video, and let us know in the comments how it made you feel. Your support helps stories of hope reach those who need them most. Special request: please comment what kindness means to you and who you would help if given the chance.